5 years ago, I really would have argued this fact that children's outcome is solely dependent on the parents. But just recently, I discovered that no, at some point, children have to make decisions about their life. I am Love Favre, and today I welcome you to the second edition of Trash It Out. And now, here is the bone of contention. Children cannot choose their backgrounds, but can they decide their future by the decisions they make? And if children cannot choose their parents, they cannot choose how they grow, can they determine to become better people by the decisions they make? Let's get started. And I'm not talking about this alone. I have some great men to ride on this horse with me. Trash it out. And so, this is the bone of contention. We realize that a lot of youth are blaming their parents for where they are today and for who they are today. What would you like to say about this, Mr. Daniel? Do you think that, okay, it is true that children do not choose where they come from, but then should they remain in their background even in adult age? Or what would you like to say about this?
All right, just like you have introduced, where you come from, the family you came from, or the country, the city, the town, the village, is not your choice.
Okay.
You have no power over that.
Yeah.
But at a point in time, when you get to the age of accountability, you are responsible for whatever happens.
Wow.
You are your yesterday's decision.
Wow.
And then you will be your today's decision by
Yeah.
tomorrow. So what I'm saying is that wherever you are being born, wherever you came from, it is inconsequential.
Okay. Wow.
We are not supposed to be sleeping on that. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying you should trash out your background. Instead, let it be used as energy, an energizer to where you are going to. In other words, create a vision.
Wow, 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 wow. At some point, you're responsible for your life, not necessarily trashing out your background, but creating a vision for yourself. Thank you very much, sir. So, Mr. Jerry, are there specific decisions that you made that have made you look different from your background? When you have to choose, okay, I don't want to be like this is what I want to be like. Are there specific decisions that you made that have made you become a better version of you?
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, at this point and stage of my life, I would say that there are decisions I've made, and intentionally so, that has made me different from my background. Truth is, as a kid or when you were born, you look like your parents,
Yes, very
you resemble your parents, but when you begin to get older, you resemble your decisions. And I would say that for me, there are things and decisions I've made that has made me have a different place in life than how I started out by reason of my background.
wow.
And what I would say with respect to this is, it doesn't just happen. Just like Mr. Dan here said earlier, it's not, the essence is not to trash out your background,
Yeah.
but for it to serve as a motivating force. So talking about decisions you make, you need to first of all understand your background. You need to accept your background. You need to realize this is your background. And then as you begin to grow and crafting a vision for your life, crafting a
Yeah.
vision for yourself, that vision now begins to inform the gap between your present situation by reason of your background and where you are going to.
Wow.
So in between, you now begin to find out the decisions that you need to make. So I would say that at this stage of my life, I'm not there yet,
Yeah.
but definitely there are decisions I've made that has taken me further from where I used to be, and I know that treading this path continuously will lead me to where I want to be.
Wow, thank you
As
so
crafted in
much.
the
Thank you
vision.
so much. And then to this last thing, and I found out that this is something that a lot of youths are entangled with. And this is it. They have this, we let's say we have this entitlement mentality. You feel okay, it's the responsibility of this person to do this for me, and we get angry when we don't get these responses from them. Perhaps you have an uncle that is rich and you're feeling, my uncle has not sent me money. That is his responsibility to send me the money. And you're a young adult. Mr. Daniel, please, what would you have to say to people that think in line with this?
All right. There are two things I would like to say here. One is you must learn to take responsibility. That's one. Two, perspective matters a lot.
Wow.
He talked about accepting your background,
Yes.
accepting where you are coming from, and don't live a fake life out of it.
Mm.
It is living a fake life that makes people to be over dependent on one uncle or somebody that's supposed to sponsor you, or that's supposed to do one thing so that you will not be here today. Perspective. Two brothers came from the same father, a drunkard, and one of the brothers was successful, the other one happened to be even worse than the father. And when they were confronted, why did you end up a drunkard? He said, can't you see my father? He didn't do anything for me. He was supposed to sponsor me, he didn't. They asked the second person, how come you are this successful? He said, can't you see my father? I don't want to end up like him. Perspective. The same man. That's the same story in the story we call the story of prodigal son. It's the same story. The so-called prodigal son had a better understanding of the father. And that's why it took his time to say, I'm going back. Meanwhile, the other one was there at home. All he complained is about, all this while I've been serving you, you never care to give me even one goat.
Wow.
Meanwhile, everything is open up for him to get. Perspective. So we should have the right perspective after accepting our background. That's one. Two, we must take responsibility. Especially for young people that are coming from so-called low background. We must have this go-getter mentality. Trusting that God will help you in every step you take.
Wow. I think I really like that phrase, trusting that God will help you in every step you take. Thank you so much. And Mr. Jerry, would you like to say there's any excuse for any young person not to succeed, especially because of their background? Would you take that as an excuse, or what would be your advice to someone who feels he didn't come from a privileged home, he didn't come from a privileged background, and he's fixed? And what would you like to say? Should that be an excuse?
Okay. If this individual in question were to be the first person in that situation,
Yeah.
maybe we would have made room for valid excuses. But the fact that it's not the first person, and there are thousands of people who have come from worse backgrounds and have been able to craft something meaningful for themselves, that fact alone makes every excuses from this person invalid.
Wow.
So the summary is there is no excuse.
Wow.
There is no excuse for any young person today to live a mediocre life by reason of his background or any other excuse he wants to come up with for the low life he or she has at the moment.
Thank you.
But I think we need to balance something here.
Okay.
Okay. So that people don't just sit down and say, I didn't help him, so he doesn't have any excuse not to succeed.
Yeah.
I like to balance it this way, that if you find yourself in such a situation, there are drastic decisions you will take that may not be suitable or palatable even for members of your family, for the reason of where you are going. Because until you stand out, you cannot be outstanding. Until you stand out. What I mean is that until you are strengthened, you cannot pull another person along.
Wow.
So there are some decisions. I'm talking in case of anyone that find themselves in such a situation and is hearing this or watching this clip now and is being motivated to want to do. Please, you can do better and you can do it well. You can pick up and start from today.
Yes.
The only thing is that know that you're going to take some decisions that may not be suitable for people around you. But don't give up. Like I said, trusting that God will help you in every step.
Wow. Thank you so much. And yes, to our audience out there, we have heard that your background should not be the reason why you remain where you are. You can't choose a background, but eventually you are going to look like your decision. So today, make up your mind to craft that vision that makes you different from your background and to have a new start. Yeah, this is it on the Trash It Out. Just in case there are other burning issues you would like us to trash out, please, you can leave your comments in the comment section. We'd like to know what you think about this and would like to know other things you would want us to talk about. Thank you so much. See you on the next edition on Sunday. God bless you.